What's up, everyone? Today we're going to be going over the bench press, some common cues that we use here, some common mistakes that we see, and some alternate exercises if you have any shoulder issues. All right. So first of all, when you're going into a bench press, it's very important to make sure that you have an adequate warm up before jumping onto the bar. Okay, we want to make sure that we're warming up our upper back, we're warming up our shoulders, and we're ready and prepped to press before we jump right into it. Okay. A couple of things to focus on when you're going into the bench press. Number one is posture. We want to make sure that we're keeping a good posture throughout our lift. We're locking our shoulders down and back, so we're packing them in there. All right, and that's going to help keep our shoulders healthy as well. So what I like to do is I like to set up on the edge of my bench. While I set up here, I'm going to pack my shoulders in. I'm going to come back into that laying position on my bench. All right, and once I get down here, again, I want to pack my shoulders in. Now, it is okay on this lift to have a little bit of an arch in your lower back. That's completely normal, as long as it's not causing you any pain. This is one lift that it's okay to have that. All right, the next thing that I'm going to look at is my bar and where it's positioned over my body. So I want the bar to be placed pretty much like right above my eyes, in between my nose and my forehead here, somewhere in that area. All right, I'm keeping my shoulders down. Then I'm gonna grab onto the bar and set my even grip from there. So I like to use my thumbs. I'm about a half thumb's length out from where the knurling starts. I'm gonna grab on. I want my knuckles to be up towards the ceiling here. All right, we don't wanna be flexed back in this position. So I'm gonna get my hand set on there, knuckles are up. Make sure that I'm packed. I'm gonna lift the bar straight up, bring it out over my chest, and it's very important that we come set here, okay? We don't wanna be in a rush to get into our first rep. From there, I almost wanna pull the bar down, and I'm gonna pull my chest up to meet that bar. So I'm pulling the bar down. When I go to drive, I'm gonna drive up, all right? Control down, drive up. All right, one thing that we see a lot of is people trying to really force those elbows in. There's really no need to do that. As long as your elbows stay below your shoulders on the descent, that is good, and that's gonna keep your shoulder safe. The other thing that we don't want to happen is those elbows coming way out and getting in line with our shoulders or above our shoulders. That's really not good. All right, when we're all done with that last rep, we're gonna press it all the way up, and then again, we're going straight back into that rack there. Don't try to, find your way onto that rack. Just go straight back. When you hit, you could lower it down from there. All right. A couple of alternates for the bench press if your shoulders aren't really liking this. They do make bars that are like neutral gripped or angled grip. Those are a great alternative if you have access to one. Another thing that you could do is you could lower the bar down to about, I would say, knee high or so, and do a floor press. So you would do the same exact setup. You would just be down on the floor. Your knees can be bent or straight on that. And then same setup, you would bring the bar out. You're coming down until your triceps hit the ground, so it controls your range of motion. And then we're driving up from there. The other alternative that we have would be a dumbbell press. Now, nothing wrong with a dumbbell press. It is a great alternative. It's good for people that have imbalances right to left in their upper body. It's also a little bit safer and friendlier for the shoulders, all right? One last thing that I want to cover on the bench press is leg drive. So we want to make sure that we're using our lower half to drive with the bar as well as pushing up with our upper body, okay? So we have 5 points of contact. 1, 2, your feet. 3 would be your butt. 4 would be your upper back, and 5 would be your head, okay? Those 5 points of contact are always gonna remain either on the ground or on the bench, and as I drive the bar up, everything else is pushing down into the ground or into the bench. So it's gonna be here, right? I just unrack my bar, pull down. As I go to drive up, everything else is pushing down either into the bench or into the ground. Sometimes that's a key factor in giving you a little bit extra on your lift there, and it may help you push through to a new PR there. All right. Hope you find that helpful. If you do have any questions, of course, follow us on YouTube, subscribe there. We have a ton of videos up, or you could always DM us and we're happy to help. Have a good one.